I'm going to start the recording. I remembered this time, okay? I'm going to do this view. Hopefully everyone can see okay. It's a little bit better. I can kind of maneuver better rather than doing the full screen view. So hope everyone can see okay with this. Let's go over the agenda for tonight. We're going to cover our vision statement and mission statement like we always do. A few words about our calling efforts in Mississippi and Idaho. I want to recognize our new leaders. We've got quite a few that have come on board here in November and December. Of course, we didn't have a state call in November, so we're covering 2 months here. Then I want to update you on our organizational structure, and very important in this organization update, very important thing that I want to point out to you that will play into the training manuals that we're going to talk about too. A few words on Citizens Builder. Then we got some team reports to present to you, and our standard tracking summary, and then our closing. So without further ado, we'll get started here. And first is our vision statement, and that is, our vision is to build a Hoosiers grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. So, guys, that's what we're striving to achieve when we got everything achieved. This is what we're going to have. So that's what a vision statement is all about. Now, our mission statement, we have 4 things that we're trying to accomplish by June 30th of next year in our mission statement. We want to fill all the support positions and all the region captain positions and 70% of our district captain positions. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along here, but we have 100 districts in the state of Indiana, and we want to have 70 of them filled by the end of June next year. Strengthen our legislative relationships. We're going to be talking about that tonight. Our legislative liaison team has put together a plan for us going into 2018 that going to have Paul Phillips, our legislative liaison, is going to cover that plan for us tonight. Grassroots growth to 30,000. Now, this is a change. We started out shooting for 50,000, and I really just determined that was not a realistic goal for us to shoot for. So we're changing it to 30,000. It's still going to be a stretch, but I think it's much more realistic. And finally, ongoing educational meetings of some type in each region. We want to strive to get 1 educational meeting going in each region by June 30th of next year. So there you have our vision statement and our mission statement going forward. All right. I want to recognize as a state, we've been involved in making calls. We're referred to as a sister state, and from time to time we are called upon as a sister state to help states that are still in play. And we've been working on Idaho and Mississippi. I want to thank and recognize George Ward and Rachel Kessler for their efforts in coordinating this effort. We've completed the Idaho calls, and the Mississippi calls will begin starting in January. And I want to recognize the individuals involved here. We had 3 people involved in making the Idaho calls. I hope I don't miss anyone here. George Ward, Gary Harbaugh, and Rachel Kessler made our calls to Idaho, and those were calls to recruit new district captains. And from what I understand, we covered 2 districts in Idaho, and we did, in fact, uncover some candidates in both of those districts. So, good job. Coming up in January, we'll be making calls to Mississippi, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 9 people, 2, 4, 6, 8, excuse me, 8 people signed up to participate in making those calls. And they are Brian Christensen, Dan Robin, Joseph Warden, Bob Hall, Sandy Sluice, Phyllis Finley, Damon Lewis, and Arthur York. And guys, I want to thank you very much for stepping forward to volunteer to make those calls in Mississippi. You're going to be seeing a policy statement come out with regard to the making calls of this nature. We're going to continue to coordinate our effort as a past state, so we're asking everyone to abide by a few guidelines so that we can, like I say, so that we can coordinate our effort as a past state in helping the states that need the help, and for us to fulfill our obligation as a sister state. So, again, thank you very much, guys, for stepping up.
Just a quick update on the Mississippi mission. I just saw an email where I'm going to be on a call tonight with them to talk about, this is Rodney Huckleberry, by the way, to find out what's going on there. I know the delay here has been revolved around travel schedule for Mark Meckler there and getting the script right for that rally. So sorry about the delay. And thank you all for stepping up for that. I hope I haven't lost people in the other states that had volunteered for that, because we were expecting it way before now. But thank you. That's it.
All right. Thanks, Rodney. New leaders that have come on board in November and December, and we've had quite a few. This is very, very good. This is very impressive and motivating to see. We're getting more and more people to step forward. So when I call your name, if you're on the call tonight, please say hi, and then we'll move on to the next one. We have a new region captain, Paula Hugel, in Region 7. That's the Indianapolis region. And we're very, very thankful to have Paula step forward to take on that region. She's going to be the region captain, and she's going to also serve as district captain for District 88 in that region. Paula, are you on tonight? I didn't see you on the list. Okay. Okay, Paul Zirkle, new district captain for District 100. That's a district in Paula's region, Region 7. And Paul, are you on tonight? All right, okay. All right, now, the next one is James Hunnell is the new district captain for District 47. And, Jim, I know I saw you on. Are you on?
I am here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Can you guys hear me?
Jim, thank you for stepping forward. And
my pleasure.
Where do you live, Jim?
I live about 7 miles north of Morgantown in Johnson County.
Johnson County. Okay, you're down south, and
I am.
District is in Region 9, which is Bob Hall's region. So, Jim, thank you very much for coming on. Look forward to working with you.
Yep, happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay, we have a new media liaison, Paul Schultz, Philip. Philip, are you on tonight?
Yes, sir, I am.
How you doing?
I'm here.
All right.
Still
speak up a little louder.
Still trying to work on the technical stuff here. I don't have an image on the computer, but...
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Philip is, like I said, is coming on as our media liaison. Philip has extensive experience in this area, and much of it was in the military. Now he's been out of this for a little while, so he's going to need to get back into the swing of things. But I think Phil is going to bring a great deal of experience to our state, so we're happy to have him on. Okay, Terry Compton, co-leader in District 23. Terry, are you on tonight? All right, didn't see his name. All right. Phyllis Finley, co-leader for Region 9. Phyllis, are you on? All right, all right. Phyllis will be working with Bob Hall as Region 9 co-leader. Somebody just came on, I think.
Yeah. Hi, Dale. Ken Kashuba.
Oh, okay, Ken. All right. Thomas Hoff, up in the northern part of the state, coming on as a videographer. Thomas, are you on? No. Okay, I skipped over one. Joseph Rarden. Joseph, are you on tonight? Okay. Joseph is a young guy. He's a student at, I believe it's Fairview Baptist College, I believe is the name of it. And Joseph is going to come on and work some as a media liaison and as a videographer. So we've got a couple people available to be videographers for us. And Dan Robin. Dan, are you on tonight? All right. Dan is our coalitions coordinator. Dan is going to be forming a coalition of senior citizens for Convention of States. So Dan goes around to various senior citizens' homes and entertains them. So this is going to be an opportunity for him to create a coalition there. So anybody have any questions with anything that we've covered so far? Okay, good, good. All right. Next thing I wanted to get into, yeah, Jerry says most of us are senior citizens. Yeah, that's a good point. An update on our region breakdown. We have 9 regions in the state, and we do an update like this on every state call. We have 9 regions. We have 5 region captains: Peter Youngsma in Region 1, Paul Phillips in Region 3, John Ackerman in Region 5, Paula Hugel now in Region 7, and Robert Hall in Region 9. Okay? And those are the districts that are associated with each of those regions. So, and the districts that are highlighted in red are the districts where we currently have a district captain in place. And the others are all open districts. And as I said in our mission statement, our goal is to fill 70% of those. We have 100 districts in the state of Indiana, so we want to get to 70 by the end of June next year. So that's our region breakdown. This is on our Indiana Leaders site, as well as much of this other information. And the recording of this call will also be put on the Indiana Leaders site, so in case you want to review this. All right, the next thing I want to cover has to do with this flow chart. And this ties in to our training manuals that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. But this organizational chart appears in each of your training manuals. And some of the information flow that is described in the manual stems from this organizational chart. Now, we are in Indiana. We are organized in a different manner than this chart. And I want to point this out to you because you may question this when you look at the manual that's being sent to you to sign off on, that our organization here in Indiana is a bit different, and therefore some of the information flow patterns are a bit different. The main difference is the handling of our district captains and region captains right here in the center. So I'll point this out as we go along, but that's the main difference between this chart and how we're organized in Indiana. And by the way, we're not the only state organized in a different way. There are other states that are have their own types of organization. We're just one of them. So I just want to point this out to you. Now let me show you how we are organized in Indiana. We basically have two divisions, if you want to call them that. We have the operations side of our state, and we have the support side. The support side is also referred to as the executive group, but we call it the support side. On the operations side in Indiana, we have the state director, and we have then 9 region captains. That's what the RC stands for, region captains. And reporting to each region captain would be the number of districts for that region. So the number of district captains that would be reporting to that region captain. Now, as I said before, right now, we only have 5 region captains in place. But ultimately, we hope to have 9 region captains filling all 9 region positions. So that's the operations side. On the support side, then we have our main support positions: legislative liaison, which is currently Paul Phillips; grassroots coordinator, George Ward; state communications coordinator, Ken Kashiba; coalitions coordinator is open. We don't have one in that position. State information analyst, we have 2. Jerry Rowe and Tim Heidenreich. So we're very fortunate to have these 2 gentlemen in these positions. Reporting to the state communications coordinator is what we call the comms team. And that team is made up of a Facebook editor, which is, we do not have that position filled; a website editor, which we do not have that position filled either; videographers, we do; media liaison, we now have a media liaison; and the creative writer is filled by Rachel Kessler. So we're getting these positions filled, okay, but we have some ways to go, as you can see. That's the support group. And I just want you to understand that support group there is there to provide support to our region captains and our district captains. These are very important positions in the support group, but these are the individuals, the region captains and district captains. They're the ones on the front lines. They're the ones making things happen. So the support group is there to support the region captains and district captains. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, all right. Okay, let's talk about the training manuals. Everyone should by now have their training manual. And I just want to say that we need to look at this in a positive manner. We've been asking for these for a long time. They're finally out. These are going to be very helpful in telling people, our district captains, region captains, all the support positions, basically what is expected of them in their position. Keep in mind, they're a template, okay? And they're going to differ a little bit compared to how we do things in Indiana because of that organizational difference that I just went through. But they're a template. We're all striving to achieve the same thing. So just because we're organized a bit different does not mean at all that we're trying to achieve something any different than what our national organization is trying to achieve. Now, I want to call to your attention, when you look at these manuals, the last page requires you to sign off and saying that you will make every attempt to comply with what's in that manual. That is a requirement. You do need to, we do need to have everyone sign off on their manual. When you sign off on that page, this is a little awkward, but we have to do this. Please scan the page, email that to your region captain, and if you don't have a region captain, email it to me. Because I have to keep track of everyone in the state, and I want to make sure that everyone completes their training manual. Anyone have any questions on the training manuals?
Dale, are we supposed to get that as a hard copy, or was that emailed?
That was emailed to you as a PDF. So it was emailed as a PDF. It's you'll have to print it off yourself.
Okay. I don't remember getting it. I'll have to go back and search, see if I can find that. When did it go out, you know?
The ones for the district captains were emailed on December 22nd.
Okay.
All right. But I emailed them all at one time. So that was Gary, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me know, Gary, if you can't find it. I'll be glad to send you another one.
Okay.
All right. Citizen Builder. I hope you're all getting in this. I'm getting into it. I learn something every day on it. It's a great tool. It is a great tool. This is really 100% better than what we had to work with before. So I encourage you to get involved in it. Go through the training videos. There's obviously a learning curve. There is with every new technology. But if you don't get involved in it, if you don't get in there, you're going to get left behind. So I encourage you to step up and get in there. Now, Jerry, I think you wanted to. I know you put something out today. I think maybe I wanted you to mention that again tonight, if you would, please.
I think that was actually Tim that put that out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I responded back. Sure. So the COS Help Desk, which is at help.cosaction.com, is where you can submit tickets, you know, if you got some kind of a problem or whatever. And so there are some FAQs, facts, a knowledge base on that site. So you log in and then we'd go over to the right tab, which is knowledge base, and then what they've done is rearranged what they had and made room in better places, better placeholders, folders for more answers to questions. So there's things like now a volunteer corps. There's 11 documents in there already, and a state leader corps. So answers that would pertain to those two groups most of the time. Of course, there's crossover and stuff. So, and then there's another category for not sure what yet, but something. And there's nothing in that. State Digital Media Coordinator, DMC, there's a category for that, folder. District Captain, there are 6 documents in there, and these are public. Some of the folders are private at this time, so they would be available to help desk personnel like me. I participate in it when I have time, and that is in answering questions.
Okay. Okay.
And so I'm on that team. There's just a small number of state people on that team, and not a very large number of people altogether anyway. But so there's a district captain folder with 6 items that are public, a grassroots coordinator folder, nothing there yet. LAPD, which is now called Leaders dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got 6 documents, and some of that will be changing, I'm sure, because with Citizen Builder, it's a little bit different in the Leaders Management tab.
Mm-hmm.
Nation Builder, I expect that one will probably go away, be replaced with a different folder.
Okay.
Orders and supplies, how to order those, nothing there yet, but it is on the website, so probably one of the first things to do on this as a fact would be pointing you straight over to the website where that's at.
Okay.
And then there's some others that just don't relate anymore. Pink error messages that applied to NB, Nation Builder, and we're leaving that behind.
Good.
Petitions.
Good.
Petitions, another area. I'm seeing some that you wouldn't normally see because they're internal and just basically for answering questions to people who would have those, not general knowledge. Region Captain folder, Region Director folder, State Director folder, and SIA folder. So
Okay.
they've spread this out and better organized it than it was before. So finding stuff on your own is going to be easier, and finding stuff for anybody on the help desk team is going to be easier.
Good.
And now that Citizen Builder is at least out, not by any means finished, but out, I think they'll be spending a little bit more time on filling out these categories and beefing up other parts of our software and support. For instance, COS University will be coming out in a new version, vastly different, just like Citizen Builder is different than Nation Builder. Well, the COS University will be much better too.
When's that slated to come out, Jerry? Is there a date on that?
There is no date.
Okay.
It's going to take some programming to connect the two. The version 2.0 of COS University exists. We've been working on it for quite some time, but it has to be connected by programming to conventionstates.com. It just absolutely has to for technical reasons. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Jerry. If any of you, I know I've used the help desk from time to time. They're certainly a good resource to fall back on when you need a question answered. So this sounds like a definite improvement. Anybody have any questions for Jerry? Okay. Well, let's talk about our legislative plan. Paul, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
And
So,
let me hold on. Let me. I'm going to bring it up here.
Okay.
I think I am. Yeah. All right. Take it away, Paul.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through this point by point, but try to summarize it. It says here I'm going to take the lead as the legislative liaison. I just call myself the nominal legislative liaison. Other members on the team are Rachel Kessler and, of course, Jack Dirth. We like to call him our legislative liaison emeritus. He's the guy who helped with Diane to get us passed, and he comes with great relational capital with the legislators. So we're glad he's still involved with us, although he likes to say just a little bit more in the background. Rachel's going to focus on gathering information, tracking meetings, and updating LMS. And I'm going to focus on being present at the State House during the session and trying to work with Jack to capitalize on his relationships as much as possible. The real focus for our team, though, is, as Dale was outlining, is to focus on supporting the district captains in meeting with their legislators. So we feel that our primary contact with the legislators pardon me, should be the district captains, not the legislative liaison team. So we're there to support that process. So we want to put together some training or at least an outline on some consistent messaging with meeting with the legislators. It's probably not going to do a whole lot to progress things for us if we just simply ask for support of the Convention of States process, because after all, we've already passed. So for legislators, if they already support us, we're going to focus on thanking them for that, but try to move the discussion to delegate selection and perhaps potential amendments they'd like to see. Try to get the focus on preparing for the convention when it does happen. With opposed legislators, we're not going to try to get them to support so much since we've already passed. But again, to try to discuss with them, pardon me, delegate selection, and we're thinking, especially those who did not support us, it was probably due to their concerns about a runaway convention. So a way to bring that back to that concern is to focus on delegate selection and instruction, and try to stress that we don't want a runaway convention either, so we are on the same page, and just get them focused on, hey, I know you opposed it, but this thing's going to happen, so let's do our best to make it as high quality as possible. And then we're also going to focus on new legislators. Since 2016, since we passed, and make sure they're up to speed and understand the issues. And again, stay with that focus on delegate selection and amendment proposals. So Jack and I will be happy to help arrange district captain meetings with their legislators at the State House. Although we think it's better if the DC takes advantage of opportunities to meet in their districts with their legislators. Part of our strategy in the State House is I'm going to focus on building relationships with the legislative assistants. We've gotten feedback from some of the legislators that it's not really helpful and even might be detrimental if we tied them up with focusing on something that's already passed. But with the legislative assistants, we get a little more leverage because on the House side, each assistant is supporting 3 legislators, and on the Senate side, each is supporting 2. So that basically reduces the number of people we need to meet with. And in many ways, when it comes down to it, the legislative assistants are a key to getting in front of the legislators. Rachel's going to focus on tracking the DC meetings. So any of you district captains, when you do meet with your legislator, we would ask that you simply email Rachel with a summary of what went on, and she'll take care of getting that into LMS in a standard format. Excuse me. And then Rachel will also check with district and regional captains to offer any other support and keep updated on legislative contacts. And really, the other thing that we're going to focus on is simply being on the lookout for any rescission resolutions, just to make sure things don't get undone.
Okay.
So that's just a quick summary.
All right, thank you, Paul. I want to point out something here. Again, with the training manuals. Now, when you look at your training manual, you have to remember now that those training manuals are pretty much, especially when it comes to dealing with the legislators, those manuals are geared to a state that has not passed as yet, and we are a passed state. So our approach to the legislator responsibilities for district captains, region captains is going to be different, and we're going to. This is why Paul and the legislative liaison team has come up with this plan for us. So this is another difference that you'll see in the training manuals. Anybody have any questions or comments about this?
Yeah, Dale. This is Ken Kashuba.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I was just thinking while Paul was going through that, maybe this is something Rachel or the legislative team could come up with, but could we get like put together like an Excel spreadsheet of our state legislators, where they stand, pro, con, new, just so we have like a check sheet, so we can kind of just keep track of some of that, just the legislators in general. Would it be possible to put together some kind of a spreadsheet like that?
That list is on the Indiana Leaders site.
It's on the site already? Okay.
Yeah. As far as the legislators that voted in favor of the resolution and those that voted against it.
And we'll update that with new ones coming on?
Yeah, that's what we have to do, is we have to update it with the new ones that have come in. And
okay. That's kind of what I was looking for, just so we could keep track of news and things that we have to keep track of as far as they're concerned. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Jerry. That should also be in LMS, but in the LMS is probably a little bit more up to date.
Our LMS is not up to date, Jerry. That's Rachel's got a heck of a job in front of her to get that up to date. It's not up to date right now.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? All right, let's go back to... All right, Ken Kashiba, comms team. Ken, are you there?
I am here.
You were just there. I hope you're still there.
I'm back again. Yeah, I'm using the phone for audio tonight. The internet's been kind of in and out for me tonight. So
okay,
using the phone for audio, but I've got connection now. I can see everything on the screen, so we're good. It's been kind of a catch-up game for me, obviously, getting involved at this point with the communications coordinated position, and it's been, I think it's moved fast, so I've appreciated Dale's help in moving forward, and I think we've kind of worked together here to kind of put together a few people on the team that I hope that obviously our goal going forward at this point is to round out the team and try and find a few more people to help us with obviously the Facebook position and our web editor. It would be nice to get a couple of those people in place. I know Jerry could use a little bit of a breather there as well. He's been pretty much keeping a tab on the Facebook and the Citizens Builder. But going forward, I think we obviously our goal is to continue to feed that. I know Garrett is looking for a weekly contributions to this, and it's some of the things I think as our team finally gets put together, we can all kind of contribute to that and make it happen. So we're kind of, the goal I think early on is to try and find a few more people to fill those spots, and in between continue to look for material that we can use for both our Facebook and our Citizen Builder contributions, so that we can stay on top of that. And I know with the legislative session coming on and getting active again, it should give us a lot more material to focus on, and some things we can actually put together there. But I think the immediate goal at this point is to continue to try and find some more people that want to roll up their sleeves and help us with this. But I think the team's coming together, and at this point, I think it's looking good for 2018.
Yeah, I just want to say Ken's doing a great job. We just kind of none of us know anything about this. Okay, so we kind of threw Ken in there, and he's just doing a great job for us. If you go on Citizen Builder and you log in, you'll see some content. If you look over on the left-hand side of your screen, there's some videos there that Ken has put together. There's a video on our gathering from October 28th. There's also a video there of Diane and I talking about convention estates. So, and if you go on Facebook, our Convention Estates Facebook page, we've got a little video on there that Ken put together of our Christmas here at my household. And while I'm talking about that, Ken needs content. And Ken, do you want to talk? I was going to say this, but do you want to talk about your request for selfies?
Well, yeah, I don't have I think, you know, I know we didn't have a whole lot of time to put the word out and get people involved. I think the holidays were certainly a good time, and it's really where the idea came from, was to kind of put together not only our regional and our district captains and our support team people themselves, but also a chance to put families together, basically, with the holiday idea was to basically show this as families and you know, why we're all in this, and it's really a support of not just us, but our family members have to be supporting us in this too, obviously. But going forward, I know we got a couple days left before the new year. It's always nice to get a little bit of a happy New Year type statement out there, and going forward, I think the idea is to help our district captains and our regional captains in their particular areas, basically have a way of getting a little more information about themselves out to their communities. A lot of people, maybe if they're new volunteers, just getting involved or coming onto the website, coming onto Facebook. Be nice to see a person from their territory with a little message just as to, you know, how they got involved. You know, what was it that spurred them into action? You know, their call to volunteerism. You know, what was it that got them involved? And it doesn't have to be very long, right? No, 30 seconds is fine. You got a minute's worth, that's fine. But what we're basically doing is stringing some of these together, and as they come in. And as I said, going forward, based on the different holidays, we can always put a little theme to it. But it's just a way of getting a regional captain or a district captain in their area to talk a little bit about themselves and how they got involved, and let people know where they're from and who their district captain is. I mean, part of it's more of it might be just even if it's just a type of an introductory type video, but a little selfie done with your smartphone. Using some of the tips that we try and put out, keep it as steady as possible. Good lighting and good audio is all we're looking for. But if we could get a couple of 30-second, 45-second spots, it helps us put some stuff on Facebook and gets people connected. It's really all we're looking to do with that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there on this call that love to do selfies. So so come on, let's get some material there. Send it to Ken and don't worry about editing it or anything. He'll take care of that. So let's get some material to Ken. And
if anybody's got any other ideas, it's shoot it to me as well. Shoot it by me. We got other ideas that pop up. That's what the teams are for. Appreciate it, guys.
Great, thanks, Ken. Okay, George, you want to talk about the grassroots team and what all's going on there? Are you there, George?
Yeah, I'm here. I was feeding the cat.
Now, George, you don't feed the cat while we're on a call here like this.
Well, I carried it around with me, but I hit the volume button and the volume went way down.
All right.
Anyway, Christmas cheer, So.
All right.
What do you want me to talk about?
Well, let's talk about this DC recruitment team that we're putting together.
Okay. This kind of sprung up after with the Idaho calls that were made in trying to help them recruit some district captains. And Dale came up with the idea that we could incorporate something like that here in Indiana as well. I'm not sure right offhand exactly how many district captains we have. Well, I guess what you said, 41 total that we had.
Right.
So we're going to be putting together a team to call not just email, but to call our people that support it, have listed to support us, volunteer. Let me back up a minute. We're going to put together a team of people that are going to make calls to volunteers in the various districts that need captains and ask them outright, pretty much, if they want to accept a position. And we had good success with that with the Idaho calls, and if we can do it in a state way out there, I think we ought to be able to do something like that and have the same kind of success here in Indiana. A lot of times it's just that little extra egging on to people to, one-on-one contact with them that brings them on in. So I expect we're going to have a lot of success with that.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a good thing for us. This will be a team, like I said, probably of district captains, and it'll be a team to contact or call districts without a district captain, and especially districts in regions without a region captain, and hopefully recruit some possible candidates for district captains. So we're looking forward to getting that underway. George, how about our education program that we talked about? You want to say a few words about it?
Yeah, I think that's something that we've needed for from the very get-go, I think. A person coming in as a new district captain has been just kind of getting dumped into the system, and that can instill a degree of intimidation and being overwhelmed and stuff. So we're going to come up with an actual education program, like a training program for new district captains, and kind of take them step by step, a monitored program, and that'll teach them what they need to know and how to do this and that, and kind of guide them into the fold, so to speak. That way they won't be feeling so overwhelmed. It'll inspire a lot more interpersonal relationships between state leaders and the new district captains, and things of this sort. And then, you know, people won't feel like they've just been thrown to the wolves so much. Some of us may have, you know, remember that feeling. But
all right.
So I think this will work out real well. And, it's something that we're just kicking off, and a lot of work to do on it yet, but
Yes.
it's coming.
All right. Thank you, George. Anybody have any questions for George?
Okay, can I finish feeding my cat now?
Yeah, go feed your cat.
I'm house sitting. I got to take care of the critters.
All right. Okay. Okay. I wanted to go through quickly the tracking reports, tracking summaries that we always have. Now we've had 2 months here, so this is the November tracking report. We had a really great month in November for petition signatures, a total of 891 for the state. And in this column, we then have the year-to-date numbers, 3,134. This shows over on the right side our goals. You know, we're trying to get to 30,000 grassroots growth. We started at 15, so we're looking to sign another 15,000 by June 30th of next year. So these are the numbers that each region needs to hit for the year. So we got a ways to go. We're also then tracking the number of educational meetings and the number of position placements that we're trying to put in place then to accomplish our goal for the year. That's November. Then December, the petition growth really fell off in December. I assume that's due to the holidays. But I wanted to back up to November. I wanted to point out that leading the state was District 46, was 22, and that happens to be a district that there is no district captain, and there's no region captain for that region. And Region 4 led the state in November with 130. This Region 4 really produces a lot of petition signings, so it's really good region. So here in December, like I said, the signings fell off. Here's the year-to-date numbers and the goals that we're trying to achieve by June 30th. Top district for December was District 70. District captains Damon Lewis and the region captain Bob Hall. And once again, Region 4 led the way again. But we don't have a region captain in Region 4 right now. So good job, Region 4. Anybody have any questions on our tracking reports here? Okay. Well, I want to wrap it up. I found this quote, and I think it's very pertinent. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. That is so true. And I just want to close on this note that we have had a great year. Believe me, from where we started this year, we have come a long way in this state in 2017. Diane got us to signing the resolution, but now we've had to start with a new vision, a new mission, and we've come a long way. And I'm really looking forward to 2018. I think we're getting good people in place, and we have a long way to go, but we got good people in place, and I think, like I said, you've done a great job in 2017, and I think in 2018 it's going to be even better. Rachel, do we have any questions that we need to address? Rachel, are you there?
I think Rachel left the call.
Oh, he did. She did,
I'm
didn't she?
here. No, I was having some problems with my internet connection, but I don't see any questions. So.
Okay, nothing there. All right. Anybody have any comments or questions to wrap it up here?
Great job,
This is
Dale.
Rodney.
Hold
I
on,
gotta
Rodney.
say, what a great team you get. Yeah, what a great team you guys are putting together there, and the great things you're doing. This is awesome. I ought to replay this call for other states. Thank you all.
Well, cut out the part at George, okay? Don't play him.
Everybody's got to feed their cat.
Hey, I kind of knew that was coming, Dale. I knew that one was coming. Send me my Christmas card back.
I always pick on George. George of the jungle. That's what I call him.
It's all right. I pick on Dale too, so we're even.
Anybody have Diane? Are you still on?
I am, yes, and I'm just so excited with what you guys have done. And you're right, Dale, you have come a long way. I know when you took this job, I really handed you something that needed a lot of work, and you have done it and brought in some great people. And I just wanted to share, I don't know if you all know, I noticed we have a new media liaison, and that's great. And I don't know if everybody knows that Jeff Kilgren, who used to be our media liaison, has moved to South Carolina, and he's just taken his job right with him, and he's now media liaison for South Carolina. So he's going to. Yeah, isn't that neat? Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody knows when the new year starts, you will start hearing about Convention of States through advertisements on the Sean Hannity program and on the Mark Levin program and other talk radio. So you are going to start hearing about it nationally. Those radio contracts have been signed. So it's not going to be just us talking about it. They're going to be talking about it on the radio too. We're going to get some help.
Well, Ben Shapiro has come on board, and Prager University. I'll tell you, that was a biggie.
Yeah, and that brings up. I just have one quick question, or one thing I'd like to brainstorm with. We've had phenomenal success with that Prager University video, and we are considering having more PragerU videos. So if you have ideas of what you would like to see us produce a video about, please just send them to me. We're just brainstorming ideas.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay.
And you can look for more follow-ups that start just about the time all these advertisings happen. You know, the PragerU and the Hannity and everything all coalesces in January. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else? Anybody else? All right.
Yeah. Is there a contact list for everyone in the state somewhere that I can find?
It's on the leader site. Who is that, Jim?
It's on the Indiana Leader site?
Yes.
Okay.
And we try to keep that up to date as much as possible. I think the one that's on there now, there's already some changes to it, but that's where we try to keep it posted. Okay. All right, guys.
Get hold of Slack too, and there's a lot of contacts to be made through our Slack team also.
Yeah. All right. Once again, great job. Thank you very much. Let's all have a safe, happy New Year, and see you all back here in January, and let's make 2018 a bigger, better year. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Dale.
Good night.
Great job.
Good night.
Thank you.